Hello, everyone. How are you? It's happening. Hello, and welcome to the February Q&A call. How come I can't hear you guys? Unmute yourself and say something.
Hello, Sage.
Hey.
I'm like my mom when I FaceTime her, she's like, "Are you there?" And all I can see is her ear. Are you there? Are you there? All right. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I'm just getting my system worked out. We had a couple technical difficulties getting on. How are you guys doing? Welcome to February. Today's call is all about getting you supported as possible with your webinar and your video conversion, because that's what the online digital marketing game is. It's about conversion. Say it with me. Conversion. And I used to think conversion was a really masculine word, but I've come to understand that it's just like a very real word, right? How do we actually transition a potential client into somebody who clicks? How do we actually build the relationship and make the offer and stand in the fire and use the right words and use the right energy to have somebody who's sitting there considering an investment in themselves actually make that moment when they become a paying client? It's a sacred moment. Raise your hand if you would agree. Right? Like, that's a sacred moment. It's like bigger than just that moment of strategy and saying the right thing. It's like a soul contract in between two people. So I'm really excited to dive into today's topic. Congratulations for being here, ready to rock your business. Go ahead and unmute yourself and give yourself a big wahoo, and all the other leverage women here on the call. Hello, Megan Neely. You're the co-host.
Hello.
And I am so excited to see many of you next month. And I want to hear, before we dive into a few announcements, I want to hear what's been alive in you about conversion. Like, what's your biggest, what are you coming to the call with? Whether it's a big question or a big aha moment. I want to congratulate Karen Cassidy on an amazing TEDx talk. She did it. It looks amazing. Karen, I'm posting your TEDx talk on in my Facebook group today. And I want to congratulate all of you and thank all of you who have been so generous in the Facebook group. The way that this group is supporting each other is super powerful. I was bragging about you guys to the ELA ladies last week. Give each other your eyes for just a moment. Take a breath. Let yourself fully land. You're doing this thing called building a business. Give each other a high five. All right, so we had some hands up, I think, before I even got on the call, there were hands up. So Marcella, what's going on with you? And we're gonna do kind of a speed round, and if you ask a longer question, I'm gonna bookmark it and loop it back around to later. But Marcella, what do you got to open us up?
So fresh and hot. So I have a 3-month program, intro program with the Priestess Path. I've been promoting for, I was seeding it all the end of last year, full promotion the first of this year. And the biggest thing I've gotten out of it, I've voxed Megan some about this, and I know we'll go in deeper with it, is I didn't feel fully aligned with it. Mm-hmm. And it affected my results. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a really clear, okay, this year you've seriously got to be aligned with stuff. It's really not going to work. Mm-hmm. And I even find myself saying it in my teaching, and I'm getting a visceral experience of it right now. And I set a minimum number I wanted to reach. And for the first time, I'm not willing to budge. I didn't reach the minimum to feel fully aligned with it. And I'm feeling like I'm not going to run it. I'm going to offer these women private mentorship instead, and focus on producing this as an evergreen product this month.
Great. I think you answered your own question.
This is all just happened this morning.
Yeah. So how many people did you want?
I wanted 8 fully paying, not gifted or partial scholarship or any of that, fully paying.
And how many did you get?
3.
Okay. And I want to loop back around to the bigger vision of where Marcella is going in her business, because, you know, for every single one of you who are doing these hybrid programs, I just want to invite you to ask yourself, like, what is that? What is the reasoning for that? Because we teach a really clear model here at, you know, we teach you guys a clear model here in Leverage to start out with 6 and 12-month long programs. And there's a lot of thought and reasoning that goes into getting you guys to the front side of your money.
Yeah.
And so for those of you that are, you know, doing a lot of work to fill shorter programs, which is fine, no judgment, but raise your hand if that's true. You've launched shorter programs, or you're launching just like retreat only programs. So just ask yourself, why am I not, why am I not sticking to the format that's laid out in Leverage? And again, I'm saying this with total love. I'm your coach. I'm here to wake you up. Raise your hand if you're willing to be coached today. Right. And like, again, you don't have to agree with us, but I want to kind of peel back and ask you, you know, is there any part of you that doesn't trust the plan or doesn't want to, you know, take the coaching or wants to do it your own way, just out of curiosity? And it's just an important place to look. I know for me, I chased my tail for 2 years before I started just trusting my coach. I wasted, you know, it's not about wasting time, but it's like, I just want to make sure you guys are working the plans that are going to get you to the front side of this conversation. That being said, Marcella, you've had a fucking amazing run of it. You've had an incredible run of it. I know very few people that have done $70,000, $80,000 in the priestess niche. You're like, crushing it, like out of the world crushing it. So
Thank you.
those are some things that I want us to think about today. For you, Marcella, what was the reasoning of the 3-month? Was it meant to fill the longer program? Was it something you thought would be easier to fill with your Facebook group?
No, yes, and I thought it's something I should do to have an intro level into the 9-month. And I led this as a 9-week 2 years ago, and it did feed into the 9-month. And I thought it would be, quote unquote, a good idea to do again. So, and it's really coming from, I should have, you know, the language when I even, it's myself saying it. It's like, I should do it because I should have a lower pay cost program that's under $1,000 so women can enter my world.
Yeah.
And so it was coming from a should.
Awesome reflection, right? Like awesome, huge, amazing awareness. It's like, you know, never waste a good, you know, never waste a good problem, never waste a good tragedy. You know, that's what one of my friends says. She's like, never waste a good breakdown, never waste a good tragedy, never waste a good problem. This is awesome. One of the big things that you guys are going to learn how to do in Leverage this year is to pivot. You know, write that down. You're going to be pivoting. And if the pivot is, I'm going to take these 3 people and move them over to private coaching, and I'm going to plan my next launch so I can get to the front side of my numbers so I can have a nice big group again, I think that's like rock solid like you're coaching yourself.
Thank you. And all the promo I did for this has doubled the size of my online temple.
Yeah. And so
it's grown my network. More people are seeing me now.
Yeah.
And I've done I did a webinar with Rose last week to her huge community. I've got a podcast launching today with our sister Christine here in Leverage, the Bitch Fix. So my goal of expanding my visibility this year is already happening, that this was an impetus for, that I just feel so much more energy of going within and creating this product that I've been wanting to birth for a while that's way more leveraged.
Yeah. I love the pivot. I love the pivot.
Okay. Thank you.
Give her a kiss. Mwah. I want to loop back around to, this conversation, but I want to hear from a couple more people where you guys are at and what you're coming to the call with. Sarah, what do you got?
Hi.
You have 2 Sarahs. Which one?
Oh, you both have your hands up. Let's start with Sarah. Sarah Premier Fitness. I can't remember your last name.
Cheers. It's okay.
Yes, of course.
Hey. Actually, that's kind of perfect because I've been juggling between how long I should make my offer and program. and bouncing around between 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And so I've just been wanting clarity around that and trying to like get clear on the best offer, because it's my first time offering a program. So I have a lot of the doubts around.
Yeah. Megan, I sometimes sound like a broken record when I talk about 6 and 12-month long programs. And Megan, you've got your fingers in the dirt of a lot of these women's businesses, and you've also launched your own shorter programs and longer programs. Can you share your take on this for Sarah too?
Yeah, absolutely. So having a longer program is a lot easier to enroll people into ultimately, because you're not doing the constant enrollment. That's the biggest thing to think about. If you're offering something that is 3 months or 8 weeks, then you're going to need to be starting enrollment pretty much immediately after you close enrollment. And so you'll feel like you're just in this constant cycle of launching. Mm-hmm. And it's something that, if you see Women Rocking the Stage is our 90-day program, but that came along later after the year-long programs were already really full. And so a great way to think about it is, do you have enough money flowing in right now from your business that if no one registered for your shorter course, it would be no problem?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You've got enough already happening. So at that point, when you have a bigger reach and you already have your longer programs full, then you can start to consider having a shorter offering to lead into a longer one. If that's something that's exciting to you, it feels like a yes, like Marcella was saying, she felt like she should do it. It wasn't coming from a place of, oh yes, I really do want to do this. If you're getting a lot of requests from people to do shorter programs, what we know is that people don't get the same kind of results when they're doing a shorter program as they would in longer programs. You're going to get better testimonials and just better overall results financially from having the longer programs. So I would focus on filling the longer ones first, and then you could add in things later. And it's great to do when you already have team and you have people to support you, because you're still going to need to have enrollment conversations and grow conversations with those people that are enrolling in even the lower ticket, shorter courses. As we do for Women Rocking the Stage, sales team are having conversations with people. And so if you don't have that built out, you're going to end up feeling really full with your time. Yeah. Those are my thoughts on it.
Thank you. My other question too is, I've had a lot of people with discovery sessions who are like canceling or rescheduling, and like, is there a template for follow-up for cancellations on the site, or do you have recommendations?
Yeah, we have a template for discovery session, stick strategy or something. It's in the library, and it also might be in one of the classes, but we definitely have, it's something about discovery session stick strategy. Stick a post in the Facebook group if you can't find it. Okay. But definitely you guys have got to follow up with people that sign up for discovery sessions. You have to email them a few times, ideally send them a free training before they hop on a discovery session. And Sarah, what's the name of your 6-month program? Or, we're advising you to do a 6-month program.
Yeah. A healthy eating recovery program.
Healthy eating recovery. Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. I love it. And I don't know that I've gotten a chance to coach you on these calls. Have you been on calls, or have you not been able to get on some of the calls?
I've been either with clients or quietly listening.
Yeah. So it's really good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah. You gonna be with us more here live and in person this year?
Yeah. I went through a few months of like in my own little shitstorm, and now I'm emerging again.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Congratulations for emerging, and we like having you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I would really love to see you fill that 6-month program in the next couple months. So keep letting us know what we can do. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Give her a kiss. Mwah. And Sarah, don't forget to plug your niche into the niche doc, which is in the top of the library in the Leverage library, because it's not there. And I just want to speak into that because I'm noticing some new faces on the call, and just, again, no judgment, but it's like, we really want you here. You know, in some ways, if you guys are saying you want a business, what's more important than getting on these calls? I mean, why would you want to miss a call with Sage Levine and Megan Neely? Okay, so let's do the other Sarah Coolidge. What do you got? What are you bringing us in with?
So last week we talked about next steps, and this is just a small question around that, because I am very excited to say that I am finally doing something with my downloadable gift, which means it's ready to go again, and I need to make, I think, a Facebook ad. And I'm wondering if you guys have examples of that to get it out to more people versus just waiting for them to show up to me.
Yeah, the best thing that's working with Facebook ads right now is just text and a photo. In fact, when we put text on the photo and use it as an ad, it doesn't work as well as just a photo with the text below. Is that making sense, you guys? It's changing all the time on Facebook. And when you can, you know, the truth is that an ad can look an unlimited amount of ways. Like, I almost hesitate to give you an example of our Facebook ads because I don't want you to think you should do it like mine. The thing that's going to get people's attention is your creativity. And a headline, you know, all an ad is a headline and some text. There are examples of Facebook ads in your client forum. If you just look under Facebook, we have example Facebook ads in there. But the most successful ads that we're running are super real and super vulnerable. So for instance, the ad that said something like, when my husband and I got divorced, I thought I was going to die. Like, that's the first line. And the only thing that I was holding on to was a dream of leading a retreat in Bali, right? Like something like that. Those are the ads that are converting the highest for us. You know, or short and to the point ads can also really convert well. Like, are you ready to take the stage in 2020, right? Just like very short and to the point. Are you a woman who's ready to take the stage in 2020? And then it's a short paragraph of text, you know, grab this checklist to help you do these 3 things, you know, click on the link.
Okay, so leading to a downloadable gift versus leading to a, you know, website to come to my event or whatever, it isn't really that different, it sounds like you're saying.
It's not. And here's the thing, ads to fill a longer event are expensive.
Yeah, well, this is for the gift, so.
Yeah, I would recommend running ads to your gift and making the offers on the back end.
Yeah, I'm growing like Marcella. It's my goal to grow my numbers this year, so I better do something now to get that done, right? And I have this gift I haven't done anything with.
Beautiful. Give her a kiss.
Thank you.
So remember, you guys, quality over quantity. You know, rather than being so freaked out about getting 5,000 people in your Facebook group, take care of the 500 people you have. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see you have 500 engaged people than 5,000 unengaged people. So, you know, the biggest questions until you get to the, you know, when you get to the front side of your money and you've got an extra couple $1,000s a month to start spending on Facebook ads, absolutely start running some simple Facebook ads. And keep an eye on it. You guys should be spending between $2 and $6 per lead. And the range depends on the level of commitment they're making. So if they're signing up for a free gift, like a checkbook or a checklist or an ebook or a quiz, a $2 or $3 lead is perfect. If they're signing up for a webinar or a Facebook challenge, paying $5 or $6 per lead is that's what you're going to pay, right? Like, you're going to pay more when they're committed to like a 5-day video challenge. We're going to play around with charging for our Facebook challenges later this year, because when people pay $10 to do a Facebook challenge, they're paying more attention. We're finding that in some of my colleagues' experiences. So, you know, as we beta test that, we'll be coming back to you guys with all that information, especially those of you guys that are going to be in leverage all year. We'll be able to show you guys how we're doing that. But remember, for now, boosted posts are really effective. You know, all of you guys can be boosting posts for $10 or $15 a day for 3 days, and funneling people into a Facebook group. Megan, do you have anything to add?
No, just that I think when you just get started with doing what we recommend, like $5 a day ads, testing out these simple things, you start to see what are people responding to. And, you know, it's not that much. And I've gotten to play with that when I'm hosting events. So that could be a good place, like hosting a meetup or hosting something through Eventbrite, and then just marketing it to your area, your local area, to your target audience, and getting to play with that as well. So not just for your opt-ins, but also for your speaking engagements. And I know, I'm sure you're doing that too, Sage, for the meetups that are happening right now.
Exactly. Yep, totally. It's a great place to play with running ads, because you can run local ads to the geographical location you're doing the 2-hour talk. I love it. Kisses. Mwah. Okay, so I want to take a quick announcement break, commercial break. We just added the Rock Your Talk 5-day Facebook challenge to your library, because we've had so many questions about Facebook challenges and what should I put in each video. And we have scripts for you, but I know as well as you do, it can be helpful to just see the whole thing. So if you didn't have a chance to watch those 5 videos, I would go in and just spend like half an hour or an hour just cruising through the videos. You don't have to watch the whole things, but you know, just get a sense of how I set out the game. That's a big part of my Facebook challenges working. I mean, as you guys know, we had, you know, 12,000 people, you know, signed up for our Facebook challenge last month, and we had almost 400 buyers click the button, $1,000 bucks. You know, so it's a great conversion. I think that's like 2.5% or something of, can't remember what percentage. Yeah. But that's what you want. You know, you want somewhere between 2 and 3% of engaged people, or 2 to 3% of people who opt in for something are going to buy if it's a freebie thing. 2 to 3%. That's like really solid, rock solid online conversion. So now you've got a webinar sitting there in your library that converts at 12+% as an example, waiting for you. And now you have all 5-day video challenge all cleaned up for you and waiting. So all of those are there for you in the library. Second thing, who's coming next month to Women Rocking Business Live? Woohoo! Make sure that you RSVP for the client breakfast. The client breakfast is the day before the event. It's Monday, March 16th. And the reason you want to be there is because it's not just a breakfast, it's a training. So we spend that whole time showing you how we laid out the 3 days, how we lay out the content, how we build up to the offer, and we start giving you the templates so that you can go into the 3-day event and be working on your own 3-day event. Does that make sense? So you can literally be sitting there using the event and watching the story arc each day and applying that to your own content and your own events. And if you don't want to do live events, come to the event and watch the way the story arc works and watch the way we build up to the offer, and take all of that framework that we're going to teach at the breakfast and apply it to your videos. But I highly recommend you guys fly in or drive in a day early on that Sunday, so that you can come to the breakfast. Don't miss the breakfast. Does that make sense? It's going to add so much value to you being at the 3-day event. All right. And plus you're going to get to see everybody, and we're going to have a love fest, and we're going to be like hugging 100 women and dancing together. So if you have not RSVP'd, please email Sylvia at support@sagelevine.com and let her know that you're coming. And by the way, we are feeding you breakfast. Just come. There'll be all kinds of choices for food. Raise your hand if you do want to do your own 1 or 2 or 3-day live event in the next year, or another one. And then keep your hand up if you are volunteering for the March event. I just saw a lot of hands go down. Busted. We have 2 spots left, only 2 on the volunteer team. And I want to make sure you guys have that opportunity before we open it up to ELA. it is a once in a lifetime opportunity to volunteer. It's what I did before I started leading my own events. Raise your hand if you have volunteered and you're coming back another round. Oh my gosh, Jill, what would you say to anybody who is like, oh, I would volunteer, but I just want to be in the event. It sounds like a lot of work to volunteer.
It's fun work, and it's so amazing to be part of the team, and you still glean a lot of the content as you're wandering around, and what it teaches you is how to really hold space and be in service to all those women so that you can do the same thing for your event. My career was an event planner. I managed huge conferences for 20 years before I started with Women Rocking Business. And I still learn things by volunteering at Women Rocking Business and Sage's Retreats. So you will always learn more about how to make your events magical. You're not only going to learn the technical ends of it, but you're going to learn how to make your women or your clients, whoever they are, just lean into you.
I love
Come
it.
and volunteer so you can learn how to make your clients lean in, because that's what you just really learn.
I love it. Kiss for Jill. Mwah. And really, truly, email Sylvia if you are interested today, because we're opening it up to ELA tomorrow. And I really want you guys to get first dibs because you guys are our leverage clients. And there's an energy from seeing how the team interacts with each other and how I interact with the team that's going to have you be able to prepare your assistant for your event. You have to be able to energetically prepare somebody to hold that event space with you. You know that saying, do you guys know that saying, build it and they will come? Raise your hand if you're ready for more clients. Like you're like, I'm ready, 2020 is a year. So remember, it's an energy. It's about getting energetically prepared. Just reflect on this question for a moment. Ask yourself, where have I not gotten energetically prepared for more clients? I'm saying I want more clients, but is there a place I haven't actually energetically prepared for those clients? Because some of you may need to have a heart-to-heart with your assistant. Some of you may need to hire an assistant. Some of you may need to get a little more organized so that when those clients start coming, it doesn't feel like chaos in your space. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? And that's what you're going to learn behind the scenes of the event. When our volunteer team leaves that third day, they are on fire. Like it is crazy. And to watch the volunteers go back to their businesses after working the event is over the top exciting. And that leads me into the Bring a Friend contest. I want to acknowledge some of you guys for leading the pack. I mean, this is out of the park exciting. We have Cynthia Scholes and Rachel O'Mara tied with 6 friends coming each. Let's give them a wahoo. Sandra Lewis has 4 friends coming. Michelle Kraft has 3 friends coming. Kira and Mara and Rachel Cooley and Sarah and Sophia all have 2 friends coming, and a bunch of you have 1 friend going. Can we have a wahoo for all of you that are playing? Ow, ow, ow!
Wahoo!
So I want to invite you that this opportunity to play is about getting in the mindset and the energy of enrollment, right? And I want to just keep putting the stake in the ground for those of you that are playing for 3 friends, that you have the time for those 3 friends. We got several emails from you guys going, what? The contest is closing on a holiday? You guys have to fix that. So thank you for your feedback. I made a video for you yesterday. We are extending Bring a Friend until the following Tuesday night. Hallelujah. We have no idea who could take the lead. There might be one of you here that's not even playing yet that could have 12 friends coming by next Tuesday. It is not that hard to get women to this thing when you let them know it's a full scholarship ticket, and we're already like 85% sold out. We literally have over 400 people registered for the event after my meetup last night, and like 500 is what we've got. Like we've got to close doors. So I would rather have your friends in the room. I'm launching a contest. Sylvia doesn't even know about this yet. She's probably going to kill me. But my challenge for you this month is 3 friends at Women Rocking Business Live. Every single one of you that wants to be eligible for that VIP day that Megan and I are leading. Megan and I are spending a whole day with you, helping you rock your enrollment, your leadership, how you're explaining your marketable programs. We have the whole day to dig our fingers in and like really make sure you're nailing all of that. All you need is 3 friends in the room to be able to come. Plus you're eligible for commissions on your friends that join the program. So it's a no-brainer. So I want to incentivize you. You invite 3 friends to the event, and I want to put a stake in the ground for you getting 3 new clients at the same time. Because historically, year after year, the women that play Bring a Friend start playing full out in their own business. Do you guys know that saying? If you want to get something done, ask a busy person to do it. Have you ever heard that? It's so true. Like when I was trying to get my colleagues to help me hit #1 on Amazon, I had to hack a bunch of Amazon accounts to get my book #1 on Amazon and hack the accounts and run orders through multiple accounts. I had to literally get access to like 40 Amazon accounts in an hour. You want to know who I asked? My most successful 7-figure friends. Because they gave me their Amazon login information within a matter of minutes. My friends that are like, oh, I'm too busy meditating. I could be waiting days for them to take care of me with a request like that. Are you with me? It's like those of us who say yes to life, like we're playing full speed. It doesn't mean I don't turn off my phone. I turn off my phone for at least, 24 hours every week. I turn off my phone, all the time. But it's like, when I'm going, I'm going. Somebody who I care about needs something from me, I'm there. It's like, are you willing to play? When you play Bring a Friend, you're putting yourself in the slipstream of enrollment. So I did something really cool. I stayed up the other night and I got a big wild hair up my butt to make sure you guys had everything you need to get 3 clients this month, as you're also inviting your friends to Bring a Friend. So if you guys go into the Leverage Facebook group and open up the files and check out my brand new 3 client attracting hacks, I just want to make sure you guys have this because I wanted to make this a no-brainer for you. 3 new clients for you this month. I just want you to imagine this for a moment. You're walking in to Women Rocking Business Live. You're walking in and you have 3 new clients. Seriously, like that's what you have. Just visualize it for a moment. Because remember, the first step to success is to visualize it. Can you visualize it? You guys seeing it? So here is my quick gift for you. 3 client attracting hacks. Check this out. 3 ways to get a new client like now. So here's #1 hack. An email invitation to any warm leads or your community or your friends to take you up on a discovery session. And you can also call them with a similar script. By the way, I gave this to you in Facebook. It's a brand new handout. It might have typos, so don't judge me. It's a brand new handout that basically you can type into. I left it in Word so that you can put your own stuff in here. Subject, an announcement. Send this to your sister, send this to your friend. I just realized that I might not have reached out to you to let you know that I've launched a business as a blank mentor. I'm so excited. I've created a program that helps blank create blank, right? Plug your stuff into here. The program's a 6-month training that helps moms of small kids create more balance and energy in their lives so they can enjoy parenting and watch their kids grow up to be confident, happy, successful young adults, blah, blah, blah. Just head over to this link to book. I'd love to gift you a session, or if you know anybody who could use support in this area, would you be willing to send them my way? So raise your hand if you have at least 1 person in your life that you could send this out to today. I'm going to challenge, raise your hand if you need clients. You're like, I need a few more clients. Some of you don't, some of you do. For those of you that need clients, I'm going to challenge you to send this out to 5 people, 10 people. Like, just don't think about it. Like, just after the call, are you picking up what I'm laying down? It's about momentum, right? Just get this thing out there and get people in your calendar. Here's a couple more freebies for you. 1 more email invite that's a little bit more about mentoring with you and a testimonial. So it's a quick story about a client that you've helped. This is a very direct approach, right? This is much more direct than the last email. Mentor with me this year. Here's a quick story about somebody I've helped. Here's a link to schedule with me. Grab a spot. And the last little gift I'm giving you is a video invite on social media, right? With the exact script. Hey, if you're struggling with such and such, you're longing for, see, there's a typo. I knew I had one. You're struggling with such and such, you're longing for such and such solution, you're in the right place. I want to give you a quick tip so that you can have the healthy relationship, the incredible, supple, fit body, so that you can create more money. Here's my hottest tip, blank, give them the tip. Oh, by the way, if this resonated with you, I want to gift you a complimentary session with me. Here's what you're going to get out of it. You're going to get an individualized tool to help you get X, Y, Z results. And I'd love to sit down and see if it's a support to do more work together. Thank you so much. Okay. So literally word for word video script. Can you make a video this afternoon that would actually result in people signing up for discovery sessions? Those of you that need clients, something everybody can do in this red hot second to find those next few potential clients. So is this helpful? And the contest begins right now. Game on. A few days before the event, I'm going to put a post in Facebook that says, have you gotten 3 clients? What was your strategy? How did it go? And the one of you who has the most creative, powerful, awesome story about getting your 3 clients starting right now. This is a secret contest. This is not published anywhere. You have to be on this call to know about it. Sylvia's not even going to be able to answer questions about it because she doesn't even know. She will know. But the one of you who gets 3 new clients between now and the event that we choose as the most creative solution, who had the most creative way of getting those clients, and who's the most over the moon about it, I'm going to pull up on stage. You're going to be able to share your what do you do statement on the stage and get professional photos of you on stage at Women Rocking Business Live. What do you think? You going to play? Game on? Okay, show me the 3 for 3. 3 new clients for you. 3 women in the room for us. Yeah? Give me the 333. We're doing it. It's happening. By the way, for those of you who are international, we're only asking you bring 1 woman to the event. Would you guys agree that it's a hell of a lot more work to get somebody to the event if you live a far away? So those of you that are international, all we need is 1, and you are eligible to come to the Enrollment Ninja VIP Day. All right, Megan, who else are we calling on next?
I will call on Trisha in a moment, and I just want to add in one thing because I'm excited. I was bouncing on my chair. I'm excited for this contest, and I just want to speak to the fact that a few years ago when I played this contest, I got like 12 or 13 people there. I can't remember which one it was. And they were certainly not all my friends. So I know some of you have heard me talk about this before, but I know it's called Bring a Friend. And it might just be a Facebook follower, an acquaintance, someone who is on your email list. There are so many ways you can be connecting with your community, because even if you have an email list and you're in the health niche or relationship niche, you can have women following you who want to grow their business. And so, you know, I saw an email come into my inbox this morning from Gabby Bernstein, for instance, who was sending a message out about entrepreneurship, even though that's not something that she teaches on. And her headline for it was just saying like something about why, let me just pull it open and I can see the actual headline because it got me to open it. It was doing business in why I love to do business in my gym clothes, and talking about the freedom that she's created by being an entrepreneur, and then suggesting check out a webinar with someone else who is teaching entrepreneurship. And I was just thinking about how we all have this ability, no matter what your niche is, to send out a message and talk about your path, give a little window into your personal journey as an entrepreneur, and then say, hey, and if you're wanting to either start on this path or you already are an entrepreneur and you're looking for some support, here's a great event that I'm going to be at. And if you're on the panel, or you're in coach's corner, or you're volunteering, you can also talk about how you're enrolled. Like I always word it as I'm facilitating at the event, I'm speaking at the event, and inviting people to come and check it out. So just adding in that plug for you to keep inviting people. And I've had people reach out to me that I don't know at all, but they just follow me on Facebook. So adding that in. And Trisha, we'd love to hear.
One more thing,
yeah.
Trisha, just one more quick thing.
Sure.
I looked up the discovery session warm-up sequence for Sarah, and I want you guys to know where that is because it's a little confusing to find it. It's called Nurture Sequence, and it's in list building. Okay. Nurture sequence. That's what you call an email sequence that you send out to warm up people that have signed up for discovery sessions or signed up for anything. It's a nurture sequence. So look for the handout called Nurture Sequence in list building. And that's a great email template to follow. I also want to let you guys know that when you sign up for networking meals at Women Rocking Business Live, how many of you guys have signed up for networking meals? Highly recommend you do so you don't have to go out site. We went way out of our way to negotiate a rate for those meals for you guys. And I want you to know that we're actually paying part of your cost of meals. The public is paying $279 for a 5-meal package. That's like what we have to charge to make the catering fees work, because we are doing locally sourced food, vegetarian, gluten-free options, some organic options. We negotiated a rate with a caterer for you guys. It's $179, and we're supplementing each of your tickets like $18 each or something. Do you know what I mean? Just to keep it affordable for you guys. So I wanted you guys to know when you guys buy meal package, we make no money on that. We want you at the meals because we want you to be able to relax, enjoy the event, not have to get in your car and drive off like a crazy person, go down to the beach, grab some food, enjoy the space and enjoy each other, have that extra time to really drop in with each other. That's why we make the networking meals so affordable for you. So if you haven't clicked on that link to grab the meals, definitely be sure you do. All right, Trisha, what do you got, girl?
Hey, good to see you. I think it might be a 2-part question. My main program is a 90-day program, and it leads to a 6-month program. But so when I do webinars, it's for breakthrough sessions that lead to my 90-day program. And I want to do, as a new marketing, way of getting people's attention, I want to do a sugar masterclass or a sugar challenge, a sugar addiction challenge. And in the past, many years ago, I had a sugar program that led people into my emotional eating program as the next step. And so my question is, if I do a masterclass, 3-day or 5-day, I would lead them straight into a discovery session for my main program, rather than doing like a step. I don't even know why I'm asking this question, because I think the answer is yes. Rather than, leading them to like a $297 program, which then leads them. Like my question is
there's 2 strategies.
Okay.
You either make an offer for something that ideally costs like less than $1,000.
Right.
You can offer a $2,000 program on webinars.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen people do it. There's usually a huge warm-up sequence that goes into that. For those of you that are just learning to make paid offers on a webinar, I recommend a price point of $1,000 or less. But especially for a 6-month program, you'd want to offer a discovery session.
Yes. Well, I guess my question wasn't, is a master class always, I haven't done a master class yet. So I've done some other types of things. So
master classes and webinars are the same thing. Master class is a new hot word for webinar.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay. So I've never sold straight. I always sell into a discovery session, not into a program. And my program is $4,000. So I'd rather do a discovery session.
For sure. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to do a discovery session at that point to have results.
Okay. So my other part of the question is that I have an affiliate who's got a whole massive, tribe of moms, holistic moms. And we're going to affiliate, and I'm going to do a webinar with her to her tribe.
Smart.
And so, but her sales point is usually lower, like 6-week programs on getting your kids, ready for flu season and all this kind of thing. She's a doctor. And so, her people are used to paying $297 for her, $97 to $297 for her programs. Am I going to blow people out of the water if I do a webinar to a discovery session to a $4,000 program?
Not if you set the context.
I mean, it's emotional eating. It's addressing emotional eating.
This is a 6-month deep dive.
It's 3 months. It's my program's 3 months. Yeah. But I sell it regularly at that price. So it's just,
it's a different kind of a program, and you can talk about it on the webinar. This is a different kind of a program. This is not a churn and burn, one and done, get some information while you're walking down the street program. This program includes private coaching. This program includes hand holding. This program includes deep transformation. So, don't take me up on this complimentary session if you're not ready for that. And I'll tell you guys what, this is super hot. We did some of this with Women Rocking the Stage. One of the things that's working in the industry now is the anti-selling approach. It's almost like, you're not my person if, this is not what this is. This is who this program is not for, right? And when you do that, psychologically, you're letting people self-select. And I think, we're living in a time when more than anything, people want to be in charge of their own buying decisions. They don't want to be convinced of anything. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So write this down when you guys are doing your offers, when you guys are making your videos. It sounds like, if you're someone out there who's looking to just like make a quick $5,000 overnight, and like for me, it's like if you're someone who just wants to peddle a product and try to make money while you're asleep, and you're just like, it's all about just like quick cash for you, this is probably not the program for you. This is the program where we teach women week by week, month by month, to build a business that is sustainable in the long term, that actually makes a difference for people, that's based in real relationships. So for you, it's like, this is not a Band-Aid. This is not a quick fix. This is not a rainbow and butterfly magic pill. This is a 90-day transformation. So if you are ready for that, take me up on this offer.
Well, and so my question is, as alternative to that, to doing the webinar to discovery sessions, I could do the webinar to a sugar addiction program, like detox. It's not detox exactly. It's a 5-step, 5-week program, which then would qualify the emotional eaters within that group. Like it's a wider group of people who want to get off sugar versus the people who want to address emotional eating. And once they're off sugar, they get hip to the emotional eating.
And how much do you charge? How much do you charge for the 5-week?
$297.
And is it all done for you, or are there some Q&A calls?
It wouldn't be all automatic. I would be in there. I haven't actually I haven't done it in a long time, that program, but it leads very nicely into the next step, which is emotional eating. I'm just thinking it's a massive group of women. I don't necessarily want to just niche it down to emotional eating when I could get a whole bunch more of them through the sugar door, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very personal preference which one you want to do, right? It's one of those things where, if I were you, have you asked her how many people typically buy on a webinar like this?
Yeah, she has nurtured her list so beautifully that she's got a really high conversion. She's going to be with me on the webinar.
How many people usually buy? Do you know?
I don't know. I'd have to get the numbers from her. I mean, I'd say maybe 500.
That would help me make the decision. Do you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I find that this is one of the things we do quite a bit of in Leverage, and I say this with total love. One of the things I'm coaching you guys to do is to ask the right questions, which is awesome. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But just notice for yourself, each and every one of you, when you're in a decision and you're going around and around, one of the reasons you might not be able to make the decision is because it could be that more information is needed.
Yeah. We haven't even started our conversation yet.
Yeah, this is something that I'm guilty of too. And I realized like, oh, I actually have to like find out more information so I can make this decision. Because if she says to you, sometimes we might sell 2 and sometimes we might sell 200. It just totally depends. I might be thinking to myself, okay, well, 2 isn't very exciting to me. I'd rather have 17 people take me up on a discovery session, right? But if she says, you know, it's always, I've never gotten off one of those things without selling at least 15 to 20 units of the thing, then I would be thinking, okay, if I can pretty much, if this is a buying audience and I can pretty much sell 20 to 30 units, then I might rather make a $297 offer, right? And to ask her what she's going to do to promote it, how many emails she's going to send, because it's one thing to know her list is great.
Yeah.
You never know until you know, and you get it in writing. Here's how many emails she's planning to send. Here's the kind of sales that she does on a webinar like that. Is that helpful?
Yeah, very much so. Thank you.
Kiss for Trisha. Mwah. All right. Megan and I are here for you. Megan, who's next?
Kirillani.
Hello.
Hello.
Conversion. I'm just still working on how to close those deals. I have, and so I think my question today is really about refining the follow-up, because, you know, in the last 2 years, I've tried a lot of price points. It doesn't seem like the price point is the issue. I get people all the time, and this actually applies to the Bring a Friend game too, because similarly, I'm getting people saying, I'm going to look at it, and then when I reach back out, they're not responding. Or people on my discovery sessions who say, yes, I'm going to need a few days, and then when I reach back out, there's no response. And so I guess it's kind of a two-part question. There's like some way of refining how I reach out to them. And then if someone doesn't respond the first time you reach back out to them and they've expressed interest already, they asked me to reconnect with them, or they said, yes, I would like you to reconnect with me, and then they're not responding, do I then try again? And how many times do I try again before I just say, okay, move on?
I know how frustrating this can be because I've been dealing with some of this myself. And so I would say it is a personal kind of answer. What I've been doing is reaching out a few times, like 3 times at least, and, you know, just giving them the benefit of the doubt that, okay, I'm going to send an email and I'm going to send a text message, and then I'll just send another message. Hey, I know you said you were interested in booking this session or connecting with me, and just checking in. If you're still wanting that, and if I don't hear anything, my theory is, and I'm curious to hear yours, Sage, but what I've been just saying is I don't want to waste my energy on clients like that. So that's my blunt answer. Like, if they're not leaning in, I'm not here to drag them. And there's this fine balance between people, all their stuff comes up when they think they're going to be in a sales conversation or a discovery session or connecting in that kind of way. And so when I've been having these calls for Women Rocking Business, I will often like send another resource, or, you know, just thought of you today. Here was a video that Sage did. You might want to check this out. I'm still really looking forward to connecting with you. And ask them a question about, you know, what have you been focusing on in your business this week, something like that. So that's my kind of 2-part answer.
It's definitely, it's a game of recommitment for sure, for you and them. So I want to also talk about getting to the front side of this conversation. And this is something Megan actually does really well. Because Megan, I've watched you be in that conversation of standing in the fire with people of, awesome, I hear that you need time. So the quick decision discount is good for about 48 hours. When do you want to get back? And if they're like, oh, I don't know, I need a few days, you know, that's also a place to get curious. Like, you need a few days. You know, I'm curious what's going to happen in those 3 days? Can I ask you a question about that? Just out of total love, what's going to happen in those few days that'll help you get clear? I'm just curious. And I'm asking, right, as somebody who really wants X, Y, and Z for you, and fill it, like, say it back to them in their words. Because, I sat in a meetup last night with 40 or so women in Santa Cruz. And as soon as I made the offer to come to the event, somebody's hand shot up. And she said, I can't make 2 of the dates. Can I just come for the first day? In front of the whole room. So in that moment, I have to make a very quick decision. If I'm going to give somebody permission to just come to one day of my event in front of the entire room, right? Raise your hand if you've been in these moments, right? So I took a breath and I said, hold on a second. I just want to kind of get a read on the room. I just made you an offer. How many of you want to come? And like the whole room raised their hand. And I was like, how many of you are coming? And like half of the room kept their hand up. Like half of the room was already coming because I'm in Santa Cruz, right? So it's an easy yes for people. And I said, how many of you would like to be there, but you have a date conflict? And like 8 hands went up. And I said, so, there's a bigger conversation here because some of you guys have really dialed in plans, like hard plans with plane tickets and things that you absolutely cannot get out of. But most of you have plans that are not that firm. Many of you in this room have plans those days that could possibly be problem solved. And I'll be honest, for some of you, it's going to be inconvenient to come to the event. I said, you want to know what? It's inconvenient to grow a business. But what's waiting for you on the other side of that commitment is clients and income and all the things that you want. And like right then, like 4 women got up and turned their form into Sylvia, right? So it's like, how are we leading people is the question. So Kira, when you talk to people, what are the things they say they want over and over and over again?
Well, I'm thinking of a couple of people right now who are both really working on standing in their value and being visible. And the one that really threw me off, and I guess this is a common thing for me when I get off the discovery session with someone, like I said, okay, this is the quick decision offer, and can we get back on the phone in 24 hours? And she said yes. And then she said, oh, my son just had an accident. I have to go play doctor right now, when I reached out to her for her call. And so I said, okay, that's fine. And then she didn't respond with like, well, when would you like to reschedule this for? And
Right.
she was like she was like a solid yes. And I'm sorry, I'm like really struggling with this. Why
did she want it the most? Why did she say, this is like, I want every single one of you to be thinking back to an enrollment conversation that you wanted to work with that person, but they didn't end up saying yes. Like every single one of you go back there, because every single one of us can learn. There's a huge body of knowledge around this, right? We could spend years really becoming masterful at these conversations. So Kira, why, like she wanted to stand in her value, she wanted to be visible, but like, give me some details about why she wanted it.
Well, she wants to be able to create a viable business for herself and get in front of her potential clients and even find out who they are. And so she's still getting to know herself and healing what her blocks are.
And what's her pain point? Does she hate her job? Does she not have enough money? What's the pain?
Well, the pain point is that she's struggling with the feeling of being judged, because she is in a polyamorous relationship in like Alabama, and she's like has a lot of fear around people seeing her for who she is, and she knows that she needs to be seen for who she is for people to want to work with her. And so it's a lot of that emotional.
Is she making the money she wants to make?
No, she's not. And she may still be a yes, because the last thing she said was, when we need to wait for the tax return to come in. And so that was why I was like, but then when I said, well, how much time do I need to give you? When should I get back in touch with you? And she didn't respond.
And so she wants that feeling of freedom that money would give her. And do you have any tangibles of what she actually wants to use the money for? This is super important, you guys, for every single one of you. What's the tangible?
I don't think I asked her that particular question.
You guys, like, this is the thing. Like, we have to know the tangible why. Without that, there's no stickability, right? This is a front side of the conversation issue. When you're chasing follow-ups around who said they wanted it, 9 out of 10 times, we haven't gotten down to the thing that's going to have people make a massive change. Like, this is no small thing you're asking her to do. She's already living a non-traditional life. She's living in a polyamorous relationship in Alabama. You know, there's probably people living down the corner that would shoot her if they found out what she was actually doing behind closed doors. We have to stand for her authenticity. We have to stand for her self-love. We have to stand for her being strong enough to step up and use her voice when she's already up against incredible judgment and challenges. And we need to know what that looks like for her. Like, does she just want to finally make enough money so that she could tell her lover, I'm taking you to Bali for a week? Or does she want to finally make enough money so she can send her son to college? We have to know those things, because it's not because we're trying to convince anybody. We're fighting for them being brave enough to make the change in the first place. And so for every single one of you that has this dynamic in your enrollment conversations, look at the ways that you sometimes let yourself off the hook. I know I used to do that all the time, and I still sometimes do. Raise your hand if you know sometimes you just let yourself off the hook and you don't fight for your own results. Raise your hand, be honest. Okay, so this is the thing, you guys. Being a leader doesn't mean that you have to push hard and struggle and be responsible 24 hours a day. Can you feel it? Being a leader means I rev myself up. I find my strength. I dig deep inside my own knowing and being to stand for the person I'm talking to, fighting for her next chapter of life, and not falling into old habits and complacency and emotional eating and playing small. Like for Trisha, it's emotional eating. For Kira, for you, it's these women who are hiding out and playing small and, deathly afraid of judgment, rather than really fighting for a new life where she is the leader of her career. Right? And she now gets to bring that back into her relationships and back into her relationship with her son. How would that feel? Like, these are the questions. How would that feel if you got to go back to your son with $10,000 in the bank account that you had created that $10,000 doing exactly what you love to do? How would that feel? Right? Take her there. Right? This is leadership. Is this helpful, you guys?
Mm-hmm. So as it stands right now with this particular client who I still am holding out hope for, how do I get her back on the phone with me?
We don't know. We don't know if she'll get back on the phone with you. The bigger question.
I know it's not so much. It's more how do I approach it?
The bigger question right now is, how can we learn from every single enrollment conversation? So these are the conversations I want to continue to be having with you guys in the Facebook group. Report in how your enrollment conversations are going, because can you guys feel this is the one skill? If we can skill you up a tiny bit every single month with enrollment conversations, you now have 14 clients instead of 7 or instead of 4. And this is the difference between you making $3,000 a month and you having $7,000 a month. And so I will never stop fighting for every single one of you to have as many high-paying clients as you want. That is my job. It's what I'm here to do. Even if I wake up tired, even if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, right? I do whatever I need to do to get on this call and look in every single one of your eyes and say, you can do this. So I'm asking every single one of you to make a recommitment today, this month, on this call, that this is the moment you keep making a recommitment that you will not let the people that you're talking to on the phone play small on themselves. That's why they hire you. They hire you because they trust you to not sell out on them. And it's not about how hard you work. It's not about how many hours you put in. It's about when it's time to show up, you show up. And Kira, for you right now, it looks like giving her a call and saying, hey, I can't stop thinking about you having this business. I'm realizing as I'm thinking about it, that this business is going to give you more power in your relationships. It's going to give you more power as a polyamorous woman in Alabama. It's going to give you more power as a mom. I just cannot stop thinking about you. And I want you to call me anytime. If I can pick up the phone, I will. If I can't, I'll call you right back. Show her how much you're willing to show up for her. Is this helpful, you guys? And it doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean you let your clients call you at 10 o'clock at night and you pick up the phone whenever they call and you spend hours with them. That's not what it means. It's an energetic commitment. And every single one of you is capable of this.
So actual phone call rather than text message. This is a good edge for me because that's something I haven't been doing. So that's good. I love finding something I haven't been doing because that gives me hope that I can take it to the next level.
Kira, do you hear what I'm saying when I say it's more energetic than it is strategic?
Mm-hmm. Yes. When you said that earlier, before I got on, you said, where am I not energetically prepared? Chaos in my space. I feel like my life is falling apart right now. My finances are a mess. I just lost my car keys like 3 days ago and they haven't turned up yet. And so I'm totally feeling that like all of this needs to be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I had 1 day off last weekend. I had 1 day in between trips. I've been going all around doing meetups to help fill the Women Rocking Business Live conference. And I have a couple of other speaking gigs that I just committed to that I just wanted to do. So I had 1 day off on Sunday. I was supposed to be with my friends. I wanted to be with my friends, but I wanted more to get on top of my shit. So I had a big fat blowout cry Sunday morning. Blowout cry, like blowout. I don't want to have to be a big girl right now. This motherfucking sucks. I want to go out with my friends, but I knew if I did that I was going to feel like I was in chaos all week this week and that it would fuck up my trip to LA. I'm keynoting for eWomen Network this week. Like it's a huge opportunity, right? This is a big girl pants opportunity. So I had my big blowout cry. And I got on the phone with 2 of my friends for 20 minutes each and got a lot of love from them. And I cleaned my freaking garage and got organized with my taxes and got organized with my mail and got organized with what outfits I want to wear when I get on stage at eWomen. And I took a hike on the beach. I took care of myself. Hear what I'm saying? It wasn't convenient. It wasn't easy. It wasn't what I wanted to do. But like we choose the long game as entrepreneurs. You know, so I just want to put a stake in the ground for every single one of you to just write down where is that gap that you know you need to close so that you can show up as a leader in these conversations, right? Because I am so committed to you guys having the energy and the mindset. We can teach you the strategies all day long, but it's the energy and the mindset that's going to have people say, yeah, I want to invest in myself. And I can tell that you're going to help me. I can tell you have the capacity to help me. They need to be able to feel that. So what is one thing you can do, Kira, to button up your own life so that when you call her, she can feel that you're doing the same work alongside her, buttoning yourself up so that you can stand for her?
Well, I can think of a lot of things. So when you say one thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's the most important thing? And probably the first is the organization, getting my office really streamlined so that all of my notes are organized and in the right place. And I'm ready when I jump on the call. I have the notes there. I'm in the mindset. And then showing up.
Yeah. Can I give you a challenge?
Yes, please.
Give yourself like 1 hour to get as much organizing done. You know, just get it so that you can breathe in there a little bit better, and then make the call. Don't let yourself wait a bunch of days to make the call. Don't let yourself wait until the office is cleaned to make the call, right? Set the timer for an hour, 90 minutes, you know, get on top of it and then make the call so that you can feel that you're trusting yourself to do that follow-up. Have you guys ever not wanted to follow up with somebody and then you do And no matter what happens, whether they hire you or not, you actually just feel better about yourself because you freaking followed up, right? It's like these little steps of building trust. So Kira, congratulations. Let us know how it goes with your office and with the follow-up call. And raise your hand if you guys got a lot out of this deeper coaching session with Kira. Is this helpful? Kira, thank you so much for being so authentic and transparent and revealed to let us know what's going on with you and where you're doing your work and how that is reflecting in your dynamic with potential clients, because it takes courage to let down your guard with us. And I know that none of us have our lives perfectly buttoned up. We're all working through our own stuff. So can we give you a big kiss and just receive this in your heart, because we love you so much.
Thank you.
Love you, girl. What's her name so we can hold her in our hearts?
Her name is Sean.
Okay, we got her. Sean. And if Sean isn't the one, there's going to be several more clients waiting for you right behind her. It's as you get aligned, they will come.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Valerie's had her hand up for a while. What you got, Val? Megan and I are here for you.
Unmute. There we go. Thank you. I have a question because I'm being called more and more to really be absolutely visible and vulnerable. And I'm out there with my message that is every day more shamanic and more spiritual, which is very much an edge to what's out there. And you were saying coaching somebody else now to ask myself, what are the people I'm working with me saying they want? And they are saying that all these women that come to me are being activated into opening their third eyes and they don't know how to manage their energy. So I'm being called to do more and more of this. So here's my question. My question is that I created last year this year-long program that I'm launching called the Mission Map, and I have my talk that was very good last year, 3 Keys to Passion, Purpose, and Prosperity, that seem now, even though the gist of what I do is still helping these women find their purpose by saying yes to their spiritual gifts, these names that have to be very marketing ones seem to be very far away from what I effectively then do with people. Does that make sense, my question?
Megan, you got this?
So it sounds like, Valerie, that you're more and more out there with the spiritual niche, more and more in that more shamanic kind of messaging. And it sounds like it's not completely resonating with your clients. Can you nail it down to
No, the other way around. My clients.
I think what you're leading with isn't actually what you end up doing once they come.
Exactly. My problem is I need to adapt the names of the things I'm saying, because truthfully, when they come to work with me, through saying yes to their spiritual gifts, through learning what that is and listening, they find their purpose. So I am doing what I'm saying I'm doing, but I'm saying it in a way that is way too down to earth. And many people are coming and then they're not resonating with the real work I do.
Well, that's what I meant. Like it's not resonating, but it's because of the messaging. So because you're not being upfront, it sounds like, about the spiritual nature of what you're
right, because this was last year and the shifts are happening so fast.
Yeah.
For everybody, aren't they?
Yes.
And it's spiritual shifts happening quickly. Nobody here knows what you're talking about.
I know.
What? Energy tidal waves blowing us over and trying to turn us into other people? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, we always go back to having that simplified language that people really resonate with. If it gets too far out there, then people don't necessarily know what you're offering. So I would say you're looking for a blend, Valerie, where you can speak clearly to the results that they're going to get. Like, it sounds like purpose clarity is one of the results, for instance, that you're supporting people with. And then you can talk about also the kind of practices that you do. And when you share on social media, part of this is this question of how you're sharing who you are. And when people get that feeling, like through your photos, through the way you talk, when they're watching a Facebook Live with you, You know, are you bringing in, like Marcella does in her Facebook Lives? Are you talking about downloads you're receiving? People resonate with that kind of language, and then they hire you if you're transparent with that.
Well, yes, I am absolutely. My messaging is very transparent. In fact, every day I lose two people to my list, and 2 new people come in because I'm realizing that I'm honing it into the right place. My difficulty is in giving these names to be, like you say, 12-year language of things that are spiritual. I really struggle with that, and I have to adapt it because last year,
Why do you have to, like, are you getting enough people coming to you?
Well, last year, I have to brag. May I brag?
Yeah,
So last year, I literally did 22 discovery sessions and I got 20 clients. But the thing is that I feel my sieve is too tight. Like the ones that come are the ones. And then I do the clarity call and they sign up. But and right now I want to open this sieve because there's more people out there that I need to reach. I know. And I want this group program to be full with at least 20 women. And at this rate, I won't make it because the sieve is too tight. So either I talk.
What are you calling the sieve? Like, what are you calling your free, like, what is your top marketing titles? What are they?
Well, the ones that worked last year, one was 3 Keys to Purpose, Passion, and Prosperity. Those were my calls and my talks, my physical talks, and they were amazingly successful. And that's where I got most of the clients.
I think you just need more people I just want to make sure for every single one of you guys, when you guys are thinking about what gap you need to close in your business, we have to like really ask ourselves, this is like high level problem solving. This is like leverage level problem solving skill, right? What really needs the most attention in my business right now? Because if you're booking 22 discovery sessions, you get 20 clients, and I've had my eyes on all your titles, they're great. So why not just get more people to the thing that's already working?
Because what I found out at my event, the reason my question is coming through is because what I found out at my event, I had, it was 18 of us, 2 of them were supporting me. So let's say 15. And 3 of the women that had come through my talk in Phoenix left after the second day because they were totally down to earth, passion, purpose. They weren't into all the spiritual things we were doing at the event. And I realized that there was a disconnect between my talk and people coming to the event with the actual work we do.
So you had 15 people and 3 of them left on the second day?
Yes.
And it was a 3-day event?
Yes.
Because that could be a number of things.
Yeah. Do you know for a fact that it was because it was too spiritual for them?
Yes, they said. And also all the other people that were at the talk came from different venues, not from the talk. So it was interesting to realize that the ones that came from the talk, there was too big of a leap. And I can see how the talk is very pragmatic and very, the 3 keys to your purpose, passion, and prosperity, your why, your vision, all of those things. But then we are talking about channeling and inner work and, all kinds of other things. And
you could add in 3 spiritual keys to, your.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a simple ad.
I love that. And what about, do you think that the annual name, the year-long name, the mission map, and the tagline is activating your meaningful life? Do you think that is too pragmatic as well?
No, it's great.
Okay.
That's the thing, right? Like my team sat me down yesterday and I was giving them all the reasons why I thought I should re-record my Facebook challenge for next year, those 5 videos. And my team was like, Sage, you spent a fucking week making those videos. Like, why would you re-record videos that just converted at 3% when there's all these other things you want to do this year? Like, don't fix what's not broken. So I just want to keep, really I'm sure you guys have the feeling like I do, where it's like, there's always something we could be doing in our business. There's like never ending to-do lists. So one of the biggest skills that you are coming to these calls to learn, to be honest, one of the biggest skills that you literally are coming to these calls to learn is how to think about your business on a weekly basis. How to look for the gaps, how to assess what you really should and could be doing next to make sure that you guys hit your income goals. Because the income goal, remember, the income goal gives you everything else. The 5,000 a month, the 7,000 a month, the 8,000 a month, the 10,000 a month. That gives you everything else. It gives you the freedom to hire. It gives you the freedom to take vacation. It gives you the freedom to scale. So, you know, that's why we join programs like Leverage. It's why we stay in programs like Leverage, right? Because it's like having these rails on your life so that you don't spin out. It's like having rails on your business so that you're in that slipstream, so that, you know, it's constantly in front of you. What's that next step you can take to get to that next thing that you want, and to get clear on what you want? Because half the time you don't even know what you want, but then you can get on a call like this and go, oh, I want 8 people in my group program. I want 10 people in my group program, whatever it is. So yeah, I like that simple change, Valerie, because then you're not like totally reinventing yourself.
Thank you.
Up front. And when you guys do welcome calls for a 3-day event, that's also a place where you can make sure you can make sure people are ready before they come. You know, this event is for you if. And by the way,
I did have that in the landing page, but still, you know, yeah.
And if you're averse to deeply spiritual methods, this is not the event for you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you.
I love it. Kiss for Valerie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. By the way, I think I'm going to be at Agape Sunday. Valerie, maybe I'll see you.
I will be there.
Anybody else in LA that wants to come sit with us at Agape on Sunday? I'd love to see any of you. Okay, so check it out, you guys. I also forgot to remind you, Sylvia just texted me. For those of you who are oriented toward being with us another year in Leverage, raise your hands. Who's oriented toward another year in Leverage? Woohoo! Please mark your calendars and do not miss this. We're doing our Jumpstart half VIP day a week from today on the 18th from 9 to 12. And we're going to have a really nice amount of time to drop in together for a few hours and really get you energetically prepared for finishing off. Some of you guys are only a few months into your program. You'll have the opportunity to do this with us when it's time for you to renew. But this is just for those of you who have renewed and said yes to that first month. And we want to just make sure that we get your gaps buttoned up so that you can confidently roll into your next month of Leverage. And if you were not in Hawaii and you did not hear that offer and you're curious, just shoot Sylvia an email and she'll make sure you can hop on the phone with somebody before that day and get the deets so that you can take advantage of that extra training if you'd like. Again, that's Tuesday, February 18th from 9 to 12 Pacific, for those of you that are oriented towards staying with us another year. Kiss for Valerie. Mwah. Obsidian has had her hand up for a while. Let's hear from Obsidian. Hi, girl.
Hey there, I'm just going to move into this private little space because there's so many people around. So I'm really excited because when I started Leverage last year, my business was kind of in a puddle, and so much has transformed in this past year, and I have 7 clients I'm working with one-on-one. And what I'm really gearing myself towards is
Hold on, let's give you a wahoo for that. Ow, ow, ow,
ow. Congratulations.
Yeah, I had my first 5K month in January ever. It's like the most money I've ever made in 1 month. So it was really
huge. Cool. You should be so proud.
Yeah. So this is really what's coming up for me. And it started last week, and it's like super, I know it's in my root chakra and it's really deep, but like, I'm just like gearing myself into this group program. I'm feeling like so much self-worth and not sure if, like, so many thoughts come up, like, I'm not really ready for this. This is, and they're like unconscious thoughts that are really, they're manifesting in procrastination and overwhelming myself in certain areas. And it just feels really messy, and it's kind of prohibiting me from taking action to actually do the things to fill my group program. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're having amazing results, and you just had a big expansion, your most successful month ever. And now you've hit your upper limit. So this is something to celebrate, and this is what we all do. And this is like, in brief, imagine you have a thermostat setting, Obsidian, and your thermostat goes to like 75, and now you just blasted through and you're at 90 degrees. And so you're super uncomfortable, and all these thoughts are going to come up to try to bring your temperature back down to what you're used to. And so the first thing, it's great that you're just noticing that it's happening. And now you can give yourself permission to integrate, to really acknowledge, oh yeah, this is happening. Like I'm working with, like, you said 7 clients, right? Yeah, I'm working with 7 clients. Here are some of the things I've been noticing are happening for them. What are some of the results they're getting? Here's the inflow of money that came in. What's something you want to do with that feels really aligned, that feels good? Let yourself really take that in, and have you allowed yourself to really celebrate and integrate that this is where you are now. And as you are in that integration, then you can prepare yourself for continuing to kind of go up rather than being on the roller coaster, up and down feeling. And I know we've talked about this, I think, a little bit before, in the sense of expansion energy a few months ago, and being really gentle with yourself and the inner voices that come up, and knowing that that's the best those parts of you can do. They're going to tell you, like, oh yeah, you're not big enough for this, or you can't do this, or this is why it won't work. And just like, oh yeah, thank you. You've kept me safe for so long. And I actually am doing it, and it is working. And there are 7 people in here.
I love it, Megan. Plus one.
I feel like I need to do I'm doing a plant medicine ceremony tonight, which I'm really excited about. I feel like I really need to like wail and cry and just let myself really go there. Because like, yeah.
It's tender. It's tender. Thanks for modeling that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have that feeling, like that knowing, that impulse of, oh, I feel like I need to let myself wail and cry, then you probably do. Just like Sage was talking about, allowing herself to go through that full wave of expression on Sunday. And what's true is your whole nervous system is continually expanding and growing as you have more clients, as you have more visibility, more leadership. You're not the same person that you were a year ago.
Not at all.
No.
And I keep having these visions of myself last year that were like, where I was really in a not that great of a place within myself. And like this morning I was driving, this vision came up, and it just like makes me so like, stop.
I think there's a couple of things I want to add, and Megan just hit the nail on the head, that every single one of you you've got to have your finger on the pulse of upper limiting. With every new client, with every peak experience, with every journey to attend an event and meet amazing people. And many of you were on the island of Hawaii, and that was a peak experience. How many of you guys came back and like had to recalibrate after that, right? It's like, it's a big deal to keep integrating. And we've got to get way better at integrating if we want to go quickly and sure. You know, I mean, I spend a considerable amount of my life integrating at this point. Like my entire weekly schedule is oriented around integration. Like today I'm going to see a healer. Tomorrow I'm floating in the float tank. It's like, you know, I've got to give myself time to let the old me catch up with the new me. And then the faster you're going, we actually have to grieve who we used to be. And I don't care if like you couldn't pay me enough money to go back to who I was 3 years ago, but I still have to grieve her because she was me. So it's like this whole thing that we've said yes to. And I'm just curious, so just out of curiosity, Obsidian, what's one thing you're procrastinating doing to launch your group program?
I think just being really consistent and posting on social media. Like,
great.
Yeah.
So this is a big one. it took me a while to figure this one out. I would say things like, oh, I'm just going to make videos when I'm inspired. Like, maybe I'll just make videos when I'm down on the beach, or like when I'm in the car, or, oh, I'm going to this function tonight. Like, it's at a cool venue. I could just make a video. Well, guess what? Like, it's not that easy to just bust out a 15 or 20-minute video, like when you're in your life trying to do other things. Like, to organize yourself to actually deliver decent content and make a few like points that make sense to the person who's listening to you speak. So, I think we have to get to the front side of some of these I should be doing this conversations. And like, for me, I just came up with a new plan to make sure I can bust out my Wednesday video every week, because I'm committed to either doing a live video or posting a video in the sisterhood group. It's a weekly business breakthrough video. And I made a new plan of what time during the week can I always do that if I don't have that organic window open up. I also made a plan to make 3 more videos. I did this last year too, to just record 3 more videos on Friday. I'm meeting with my videographer on Friday, and I'm recording 3 more videos so that they're in the hopper. Do you know what I mean? So that on the week that I'm like, I'm too crazy, I don't know when I'm going to cut another video this week, I've got 3 more buffer zone. So it's like, rather than just procrastinating it and then beating yourself up and I'm not getting to it, to sit down and be honest with ourselves. Is this a commitment I want to make? And if the answer is yes, how do I actually get it in my schedule? Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's needed, it's necessary, to post, to be consistent and do the things to fill your group program. You can't fill a group program without doing the things.
Yeah. And I do a great job at making videos after I lead client calls or after I meet with a client. Does that make sense? Because I want you guys to really be thinking about your schedule. Your time is so precious, every single one of you. You have to clump your time, write that down. When you put the makeup on and you get in front of the like, there's a certain amount of energy that goes into just sitting down in front of the camera and being on Zoom with somebody. And it's the same energy that goes into creating that video. And so when you're makeup ready, or, like sometimes I don't wear makeup, but it's like when you're camera ready and you've done the things and you've got the microphone hooked up and you've tested your sound and you've done all the things, that's the time to have a couple little video scripts waiting on your computer screen or whatever, because your energy is you're already in open-hearted giving energy. So you can flow into that without having to, it takes more energy to shift back and forth between the different types of activities that we do as women, to switch back and forth between those different parts of your brain. Now I'm working on my website. Now I'm making a video. That's not an easy shift for a lot of us. Right? So to really set yourself up for success with that, so that you're clumping your time. My favorite thing to do when I lead an ELA call or a leverage call, or if I have a private client, is to leave an hour and a half or so, or an hour in my schedule after that call is over, so that I could just roll right into cutting a video for my public group. I'm already in the flow. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. You gonna keep being gentle with yourself?
Yeah.
You deserve it. You've got 7 clients. You're epic. You just had a $5,000 a month. Once you've done that, Obsidian, you never have to look back. You never have to, once you've had that as a first, from this point on, it's always going to be easier to do that again. I promise. That's just how it works. Somebody runs a mile in 5 minutes, and now you can run a mile in 5 minutes. Like, that's just how it works. It's how our psyches work. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep trusting. Those of you guys that haven't had a $5,000 month, go frickin' create the $5,000 month, so that you can then have that as your new reality. Because you can do it again and again and again. I'm seeing a lot of you nodding. So yeah, keep grieving, keep celebrating. Life is in session.
Thank you.
You got this. Kiss for Obsidian. Mwah. Oh, how about Kia? Your hand's been up for a while. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hi, sweetheart.
I just have to say, Obsidian, thank you so much, because I just had all the feelings. It was the tears and the laughter and yeah, you put so beautifully into words, I feel like, what my body is going through. And, you know, I raised my hand literally because I'm like, I need a swift kick in the ass right now because I just feel like I feel so much of that tension. And when you said, you know, I realize I'm hitting my upper limit, I'm like, it's total, yeah. So that's a big thing for me right now. So thank you. I just really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just want to comment on that. When Megan spoke into the transformation, it's real. It's real. Have you ever watched a butterfly crawl out of a caterpillar? It's not like a gentle process. Like, they put little sound probes in there and they study what's going on in there. It's like, it sounds like a fucking thunderstorm in there. And then it'll be totally quiet, right? Like, you'd think transformation is just like this gentle, steady uphill climb. It's not. It's fucking up and then down and then up and then down. And, you know, that's part of the ride. It's part of why we became entrepreneurs in the first place. So one of the mastery level skills, like Megan is saying, is to master self-care in the face of that level of expansion and contraction, because you will contract. So learn how to take yourself down rather than having to come crashing down, right? If we allow ourselves to get in the saltwater bath, one of my favorite things, Serena and I were talking about this last night, we've been lubing ourselves up with sesame oil. Like, just, have you ever, guys ever studied Ayurveda? There's these different remedies where you can just rub oil into your body and wrap yourself in a hot bathrobe and just like nurture your body, you know, like take yourself in, because your body's going to need to do that to expand back out. So I just wanted to really speak to every single one of you that have not who have not implemented rigorous self-care since you joined Leverage. Raise your hand if you're guilty of not probably integrating as rigorous of self-care as you probably should be with what you're asking of yourself. It's time. It's time. You know, it's Valentine's Day on Friday. Junie Moon will tell you this is the day of love. It's not about your romantic love. It's about how much you're loving yourself. So in addition to doing the things and going to get the 3 new clients and bringing your 3 women to Women Rocking Business Live, let's do 3 kind things for yourself this week. Things that you wouldn't normally do. Because that's what it's going to take. Kia, what else?
So yeah, I feel like I'm still trying to, I don't know, grease my wheels a little bit after my event and get myself kind of motivated to get back into action to fill my program the rest of the way. And I keep coming up against, and I know it's got to be a mindset thing, but I feel like there's hopefully little strategy points that I can put in to help myself get through the mindset, where, you know, I've got like online things that I've scheduled and I can do really easily from here. I know I need to do some in-person talks over the next 2 months. And, you know, most of those are going to happen in the Bay Area. And it's such, I mean, every time I go through this, it's like getting into the car, the 4-hour drive out there. Like, it's not just a day-long thing. Like, I'm leaving my family for 3 to 5 days so I can book in to do talks while I'm out there, and, you know, and trying to fill those events when I'm remote and that kind of thing.
Is there somebody that you take with you when you go do those?
It's just me.
Is there somebody you could take with you?
Not really from my hometown. I'm not sure who that would be.
Yeah. It could even be an assistant.
Yeah, I don't have one of those yet.
Yeah.
Which I think is part of my problem.
You might want to see if you could get a college intern.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something that I really want to put it, like I'm doing all these meetups last week and this week, and it's had me traveling to Southern California twice. And one of the ways I incentivized myself to do it is to beg Megan and Deborah and Serena to all come with me to various ones. So I would have somebody with me. It's a busy time for me. I just launched, you know? So it was like, how do I make this doable for myself? Well, having a friend to help me lead it would sure make it a lot more fun and, you know, just as effective. And then all of our women coming to meetups get to see the collaboration. So, you know, years ago when I didn't have the money to pay for somebody's, you know, like hourly rate, I had an intern that would come over and just sit and do work with me. And she got college credit for doing that. So I'm not saying that that has to happen in this red hot second, but like think about what would make it more fun for you. And is there somebody that could even come in and meet you in the middle of that trip? Somebody from Leverage, right? That could just come and meet you in the middle. Rachel Cooley's raising her hand. But you know, that, you know, I think sometimes we have to kind of incentivize ourselves.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, you guys? Like when you find yourself procrastinating, be honest about it. And rather than forcing yourself to do it, ask yourself, what do I need to actually be excited about this? And yeah, you're going to feel better after you get those talks on the calendar, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I will. And I think a lot of it is, it's almost like past trauma from last year when I was, I mean, I did 6 talks in 6 days in the Bay Area. And like, I mean, that was just way too much. I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And you know, 2 of them were no-shows. And it was like, by the end of that weekend, I was so completely burned out. I don't even know. And I managed to fill my program last year.
And you learned a lot. You learned
a ton. And I'm like, I don't want to
to
show up and have nobody there again, because it's like a huge trip for me. It's not just down the street. You know, if I do a talk in town and only 2 people come, I really don't care because it's down the street.
Look what you did, you know, look what you did. You pushed yourself, and you may have pushed yourself a little too far, but be gentle, because you guys, without pushing ourselves, we don't know our own limits. So in order to find that sweet spot, I mean, I actually pulled a speaking engagement off my calendar for tomorrow in LA so that I could rock. I have 2 more on Thursday. But when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I've got 1 too many on the calendar. I need a break. And I knew it. I was going to need a break in the middle. So I pulled one off the calendar, you know? And so it's like, I know the only reason I know that is because I've had rounds of this where I didn't push myself enough. And I was like, oh, I know I could have done more. And I've had rounds of this where I pushed myself way too much. This is the only way you learn. It's the only way. So you're like, you're going to plan something way more sustainable for yourself this time.
Yep.
You know, 2 days on, 1 day off, and then maybe 1 more. Go to the spa. Rachel Cooley's going to come in and go to the spa with you. That's how we do it. You know, that's how we do it. We plan a spa trip with a girlfriend in the middle. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else on that? And get energetically prepared. Like, right? Like create your little chart with your 9 hearts or your 12 hearts or your 16 hearts. Universe, this is how many spots I have open in this program, right? Take the action steps, because those people are going to be so lucky to be working with you, Kia. They're so blessed that you're willing to take the scary steps to do the drive and book the venues and do, you know, you're doing the drive and you're booking those venues, even if you don't know who's going to come or if nobody's going to come, you're going to do it even if, because that's how much you love them. What's going on over there?
You were talking about having to sort of say goodbye to your past self so you can step into your new, and there's this part of me that I hate leaving my kids so much. I hate having to travel so much. I don't want to say goodbye to that part. I'm feeling bitter that I'm being taken away for so many days, so often. And I know it's just during this period, or at least that's what I keep telling myself. But when I look back on my last year, it's just so many days of travel, and they're starting to come to me and say, Mom, why do you have to go away again? And it really sucks.
Well, maybe we plan it different. Maybe we plan it different so that you don't have to be gone all that time. Maybe we do more video for you. Right?
Yeah, Kia, this really sounds like a choice point. I just want to pop in because I'm really hearing the, like, I have to be gone this much, and anytime it gets into a have to or should, then it feels like it's something that's happening to you or outside of you. And so I invite you to step into your full responsibility of choosing how many speaking engagements you want to do and when, and really being strategic about those and marketing the heck out of them and boosting some Facebook ads and all of that, that you're really putting your focus on that in a way that feels aligned with what you want for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Rachel, do you want to add? Or are you just holding up love for Kia? She's holding up love. You got supporters here, my dear.
I want to add something to that, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. Kia, I love you. I love you. This is what healed my heart that no one knows. When I divorced my ex, we still live in the same house, but he have other girlfriend, the children know, and I don't know. So one day I have to go to work from afar, and I decided not to come home. And I called my daughter from afar. She was about 9 or 10. I said, honey, mommy cannot come home because it's so much pain for me to see all that chaotic at home. I want to let you know that mommy will stay away. And she said, Mom, you have my permission to take care of yourself. You come first, Mom. So my situation a bit different, but she gave me permission to be myself, to take care of my heart.
Thank you, Kimlee. Thank you.
My suggestion for you would be talk to the children first and know that you'll be away this many days. And then you come back and be able to have a celebration around that. So the children will have something to look forward to when you're away. When you come back, they have that reward of some form.
That's a great suggestion. I love that. Can we give you a kiss, Kimlee? Mwah. It's really powerful because it is, right? Like, I don't have kids, so I can't pretend to know. But some of my closest friends in my whole world have kids and have to negotiate this. And some of my clients that I work really closely with have kids. And, you know, Susan Pierce Thompson, I think I've told you guys this, has really gone through this with Brightline Eating, growing to be like a $25 million company. And she has 3 kids. And she just realized this is the lifetime where she, like Kimlee is saying, like, this is the lifetime where she wants both. She wants to have a kick-ass career and she wants to be a kick-ass mom. And she realized that when she would put quality time on the calendar with her kids for when she got home, then they had that island of mom time to get to go to a play or to the city or to go rent a convertible. Like, the girl said, okay, Mom, we'll let you go on a second trip this month, but when you get back, we want to rent a red convertible and go into New York City. And she's like, okay, done. That's what we'll do. And so it's like, how can you make it a game rather than a have to, or right, like all the emotion. Kia, how you doing over there?
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the shift from putting it into a have to into a I'm taking back control and ownership of the decisions that I'm making and how I'm going about it, I think is really important.
I love it. You get to do this. You get to go and do these speaking gigs, and you get to decide how many you want to do.
Yep.
And how you get to take care of your kids when you get back. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kiss for Kia. Mwah. All right. How about Michelle Kraft? Your hand has been up for a while. We've got time for one more.
Hi, aloha.
Aloha.
If I speak into the Bring a Friend?
Yeah, go for it. I'm so excited to meet you.
Yeah, I'm excited to have them come meet you and drop into our amazing container of women who are kicking ass and also having family time, because we know we can have it all. So I sat down Saturday. My retreat is next weekend, and I wanted to make sure I sat down and put some energy into gifting this amazing opportunity to some women. And I tuned in, and 12 names came through right away. Some of them didn't really make any sense to me, and I went ahead and sent the email out, personalized with the benefits I received and being in leverage and with this group, and followed up with a text. And I have currently 7 that are confirming and booking. And this all happened in 1 day period when I'm going into my retreat next weekend. So I set aside a certain amount of time to put into it. And what I felt into is the energy behind it and the energy of expansion of knowing that me promoting and sharing what I actually do and modeling what I do to be who I am can inspire these women. And they've come back and they want to bring friends, and they're asking if they can use the link to bring friends. And I went to a retreat workshop that I led on Saturday. I was paid really well. It was the highest money I'd ever received, $3,500 to see these people and in-train them, and came out of it with the people of the group booking with me for this week and having 8 paying clients. And it was literally almost the exact number of how many women I had said, please check this out. This is what's happening in my life. And it's all about the energy around it. It's completely directly connected to how we share ourselves and what we do, and being so authentic and transparent with what comes back to us. I loved it. So thank you for allowing us to bring friends to this amazing event coming up stage.
Oh my God, I love that. Will you get on the ELA call tomorrow and tell that story?
Sure, I would be honored to. Yeah, it's real. It's energy. It's all of it is the energy and the spirit behind it. I'd love to.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Awesome. I'll shoot you a text with the information, but I think it'd be great for the ELA women to hear from a couple of you guys that are watching the magic of playing in the contest work in your own business.
Yeah.
Kiss for Michelle. This is exciting.
Thanks.
And Michelle, I can't wait to meet your friends. Let's see. We have time for one more. Let's hear from Sherry's had her hand up for a while. And then in the meantime, I want you guys to think about, while we're coaching Sherry, while Megan and I are coaching Sherry, think about what is the action step that you know you need to commit to. You might have been procrastinating this. That's going to move you toward that next level of conversion. This month's topic is conversion. Move you towards those next 3 clients. Let us know if you're going to play in the 3 client contest. I'm going to have you head over to the Facebook group in a moment. I'll put a post up in there that's around you committing to that next 1 action step that you need to take in your business to button up your conversion. You know, whether it's like Kira and you need to spend an hour getting organized and then you need to make the freaking follow-up call, whether it's like Kia and you need to put 2 or 3 feeder events on your calendar and just commit to them and figure out how to make them fun. If you want to commit to self-care or something more personal, absolutely commit to that. But let us know what you're also going to be doing in your business so that you have both posted. Does that make sense, you guys? So that we can really see what you're saying yes to this month. Because again, this month is an opportunity for you to leave this call right here, right now, this month, ready for your next 3 clients, or for some of you, your next 6 or 9 or 12 clients, and committed to even more self-care, and really having decided, what am I going to be celebrating when I come to Santa Cruz next month? Because we're all going to be together. And what better way to incentivize ourselves to keep taking those bold, scary action steps to be anticipating the celebration of being together. And then for those of you who are in Lotus, I do have office hours. A couple of you guys were asking for office hours. So I have office hours directly after this call on the Lotus line. So if you're in Lotus and you want to hop over there, I'll be over there for a little bit with you guys. The last thing I want to say before I forget is that when you guys hear us talking about the Hawaii retreat for later this year, we just were able, for the first time ever, this is actually really good news, we were able for the first time ever to combine ELA and leverage on the island. Now, before you make a decision about how you feel about that, like, hey, I didn't get to go to Hawaii when I was in ELA. Before you make a decision about that, I want to speak into why we want to have both groups on the island. And the reason why we want to have both groups on the island, first of all, the Mauna Kea opened up a second bigger conference room to us. Some of you guys have seen that small conference room that they have, but they have another bigger one. So we can actually spread out. We have the space to have both groups on the island. But the reason why we want to have both groups on the island is because we want to make sure to get you guys access to every piece of genius on the team and be able to have Serena there, be able to have my copywriter there, be able to have Megan Neely there, so that you guys can actually, as leverage clients, be plugging into all of the different, skill sets that we teach. And if we divide up the team and do 2 events 3 weeks apart, we can't have all the team make both events. And so the more we kept looking at it and the more I kept saying, I want my leverage clients to have copywriting training for the, more copywriting training. I want my leverage clients to have this and that. You guys are going to have your own event in Hawaii. Most of it's going to be your own event. There might be 1 or 2 sessions where it's one big room. I didn't want to slight you in any way. And it made more sense for me to be able to get you what you need at that event if I can have all my team there making sure everything gets handled in the way that it needs to get handled. Is that making sense to you guys? Are you guys down with opening up your hearts and being happy that we're gonna have an even bigger group on the island this year? The last thing I want to say is that raise your hand if you know you've been working through trauma as you build this business. I am bringing in one of the world's leading trauma experts to speak at Women Rocking Business Live next month. And it's kind of a miracle that he can even come. His name's Mastin Kipp. Some of you know him. He's incredible. He wrote a book called Claim Your Power. He's got a multi-million-dollar company. And I really wanted you guys to be able to hear him speak. So he's coming next month. I'm really looking forward to having you guys be there for that. And I'm looking to bring in another speaker. I'm not going to say the name yet, but I'm looking to bring in another speaker to Hawaii that I really want you guys to hear. And again, it's going to be easier for me to be able to do things like that when I've got both groups on the island. So just know that I'm always thinking about you. And we're going to hear from Sherry, and I'm going to get that post up in the leverage group so that you guys can let us know what your action step is.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Sage. All right, there's a couple things. First thing is that I have been doing Facebook Lives for over 3 years consistently every single week, which is great. And it's not really recently as effective as it was, a couple years ago. I was getting so many new clients coming in. And when I originally started doing it, I did it on my personal profile, and I had so many more people tuning in from my friends list. And then I was suggested to move over to my business page. So last year, about 9 months ago, I started doing it on my Facebook page, which has 33,000 followers, right? And the engagement is so low. Doesn't matter that I have 33,000 followers because barely anyone sees it.
Yeah, no, that's why we recommend groups. Or if you were,
I have a group.
If you're getting more on your personal page, why not just do it there?
Well, because I wanted to build that library of, when people go to look for me, there were no videos there. They were all on my personal page. So I've been building that library. I have all these videos there now, and people go there and they can find them.
But you can always download them out of somewhere else and upload them to your fan page so that you don't have to go live over there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to do, because now I finally got everyone used to going there, but there's still a lot of people not finding me. And what I'm finding is I'm not attracting the right people. My regular people who are my members and part of my community are watching. And once in a while I get a new person, but I'm not getting the right ideal potential clients. So I think part of it is the exposure and part of it is the messaging. I think that's a big piece. So I wanted to see if you could help me with that real quick with the messaging.
Yep. Let's do the messaging, and then we'll help you with the exposure on Facebook, because we just have a couple minutes left. And I do want to recommend you guys go over to the Facebook group if you haven't already. Oops, there's your leverage niche list. By the way, Sherry, I noticed you haven't plugged your niche into that list. Be sure to do that. So go over to the leverage Facebook group and let us know what action step you're taking to take you to the next level of conversion and your next 3 or 6 or 9 clients this month. Keep in mind the contest. One of you is going to end up on stage next month because you're going to be celebrating 3 new clients. So let us know right now before you hop off the call. We're wrapping up. Let us know what you're committed to, because remember, success is essentially a small step every week. It is not a big shiny object. Success really truly comes from an accumulation of small steps over time. Breathe into that. Success is about taking small steps, simple steps over time. So Sherry, what's the hook? What's the reason why people are watching your videos? Remind me.
Well, I'm a self-love mentor, and I specialize in self-care, self-love, empowering women, and really personal growth, right? And so I work with, my goal here is to work with more professional women who have money. The big piece has been that I've been attracting women who are completely down and out, who have no money. I think we had this conversation in Hawaii.
Yeah, I remember,
right?
And I remember asking you if we could get it more specific than self-love.
Yeah, so here's what I have. Maybe you can help me with this. I empower professional women and moms who are giving it all away to their career or family and feeling empty on the inside to start making themselves a priority so they can live a more joyful, healthy, fulfilling life they love. It's about helping them create more joy and fulfillment. Right? That's what I help with.
The tricky thing about that, my love, is that professional women and moms have a lot not in common. Professional women need to complain about their bosses and the pile of shit they need to do and all the responsibility at work, and moms have a totally different set of complaints. And so, right, the micro niching is not happening with that, right?
Right. I used to say heart-centered women, and then I kind of,
which is also not passing the face test.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you're freaking brilliant. So if you had to choose between professional women and moms.
Well, a lot of them are professional. Well, they're working moms.
Working moms, then that's
right. But I want women who have money. This is the challenge. Like when
sweetheart, it's not as much a money conversation as it is once you get clear on the outcome, people make the investment because it's an emotional decision, because they want the outcome. And if the outcome's not clear, that's where you're getting the money objection. It's not because they don't have money. Professional moms is an awesome niche. Are you a professional working mom? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the angle. What do you think, Megan?
Was muted. Yeah, I think professional working moms, because like Sage is saying, if moms are just stuck in the day-to-day struggles and feel like they don't have the income to invest, they don't have the time, then it's not going to be the best demographic for you. So yeah, professional working moms. And one more thought about your Facebook page and the videos is, if you're doing them on your business page and you have 33,000 people on there, that is the time to boost to that audience of the people who's already following you too.
Thank you.
Then they'll see what you're creating.
Even though I have a bunch of men from Arab countries and all over the world following me. I don't know why, because I do a lot of inspiration. I'm like,
I know.
That's my hesitance, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of men on there following me.
I've got to pause you guys. I've got to pause you guys real quick. I've got to bounce. Megan, can you wrap this up with Sherry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sherry, here's what I want to say to you, Sherry. You're freaking brilliant. I don't actually know that you've landed on the 2020 message yet. And when you do, this is going to go for you. 5 years ago, self-love was an awesome niche. You were having better results because it was a different market. And so congratulations for being brave enough and clear enough to say, oh, something's not working. I need to change my messaging. With this new messaging, my guess is this is absolutely going to go. I want to just acknowledge Tiffany and Sarah and Michelle Kraft for staking your action steps over on the Facebook group and letting us know and letting your community know what it is that you're doing. I know this for some of you might feel redundant, but I'm here to just continue to put the stake in the ground that you really do commit to those small action steps with the community behind you, because it pulls you forward when you actually put it in writing. And your coaches look at these before they hop on their coaching sessions with you to see what you've been getting up to. So let us know what you're up to. Thank you so much. Hi, Marit. I didn't get to say hi to you. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Stacy. Hi, all of you that I haven't gotten a chance to say hi to. I can't wait to see you all. Hi, Yasmina. Thank you for being in Santa Cruz last night with us at the meetup. You rocked it. I will see you guys next month at the client breakfast and at the 3-day events. Give me a wahoo. Ow, ow, ow. Woo-hoo. Megan's going to stay on and get Sherry through the gates. And have an amazing day, you guys. Keep taking actions. Your clients are out there waiting for you. And thank you for playing Bring a Friend. We've extended the deadline, and thank you for staking that in the ground that your next 3 clients are on their way to you as well. Mwah. Bye, you guys.
Sherry, just in the wrapping it up, anything else that you need around this?
Yeah, just, you know, the thing is that I've been attracting women who are like completely down and out in every area of their life. They're just, everything's falling apart. And what I'm realizing is that's not the woman that I want to work with. I want to work with women that maybe they have, you know, things are going well at work, but maybe their health or their relationships or their inner happiness is falling apart. But not every area of their life is falling apart. They're coming to me in pieces, like completely feeling broken. And it's just too much, right?
Yeah. And so have you been saying that in your marketing? And for all of you who are saying similar things, because I hear threads of this a lot, are you claiming, Sherry, in your marketing, are you having amazing success at work? Maybe you've had your biggest financial year ever, but you still feel empty inside, or you feel overwhelmed, or you feel like you look successful on paper, but you don't feel that way inside.
Yeah, I've been saying it more and more over the past few months since I started Leverage. That's been a new thing that I've been saying, but it's still not, I don't know, it's not attracting the right women. So.
Yeah, well, you're leaning into new messaging, and like Sage was saying, congratulations for keeping growing with your niche and getting clearer. And if you do some Facebook Live trainings or master classes that are really focused in this area, and you're saying, I'm speaking to women who have, you know, success in what seems like every area of your life except for the one that counts to you. Like something like that. And, you know, you could speak about love. They're not having the relationship they want. You could have a series of different classes to attract the right people, like having amazing success at work, but not success in their love life, having amazing success in their work and their marriage, or they have children as well, but they feel totally overwhelmed and they can't keep going at the pace they've been going. So you could do a few different classes. And I would suggest, again, just when you're marketing, if you choose to do ads or boosts of your videos on the Facebook group, you can choose to market just to women within a certain age demographic within that. So you don't have to market to all.
I tried that a couple times and it didn't really have good results at all. I mean, I don't know. I tried it a few times.
Yeah. Well, I would say try it a few years. It's more like the reality that what it takes. And it doesn't mean that you're pouring tons of money into that, but the momentum that happens over time for all of you, when you're consistently growing a niche or shifting your messaging, after you've tried it consistently for 12 months, then let's see, like what needs to change. Because when we try something once, like I was sharing, I think I shared it on the ELA call. I'll just wrap up with this because I have a 12:15 client, that I think I shared it last week on the ELA call I was guesting on, and that I taught a meetup, or I intended to teach, lead a meetup, and marketed for it and did all the things that we tell you to do. I checked all the boxes, and 0 people registered. And that was in January. And I felt all the frustration and all the like, oh my gosh, how can this not work? And, you know, annoyed and embarrassed and all the different feelings. And then I started again using all the same strategies, continuing on to market for one that's happening this week. And I already have our highest attendance so far booked in with tickets. And this is how it is with these strategies. You could make it mean anything we want. When we try something a couple times or a couple months and it's not working with the results we want, but really encourage not just Sherry, but all of you to see, are you really leaning into it? You know, 6 months of consistency, and then let's see. And we can tweak it along the way. So definitely show up, ask questions, and we can see what we can tweak. Okay. All right, thank you for your questions. Kiss for Sherry. Mwah. And I'm gonna be on tomorrow on the all access Q&A call. So you can check that link in your forum as well, because I'm on at 2 p.m. tomorrow for more questions and more laser coaching. So gather up your questions and come on back and we can do more there. All right, let's unmute the lines. Oh, and then just letting out a sound that's a match for how you feel inside. Maybe you're full of joy, maybe you're full of fear, maybe you're frustrated. Oh, just let it out, whatever it is.
Excitement.
And I'll see some of you tomorrow. Have a beautiful week. Mwah.
Mwah. Again.
Thank you.